Well, Tatiana.
I probably should do this. I did this last time.
Well, we haven't got a chance to speak to you since your big win in Nashville.
Oh, wow.
So I guess how's life since another victory?
Just normal life. Just keeping in shape. Still training. And yeah, nothing new. Nothing new. Same thing.
Obviously, after your big win, people, even Connor tweeted like, future champs, you should fight for the title next. A lot of people also brought up Yan Xiaonan because she also beat Jessica just the fight before you. So have you met with UFC at all? And do you have any ideas of what their plans are for this next title shot?
No, I haven't spoken to them. So, I guess we'll find out after tonight what their plans are. I'm hoping to get the title shot. I think that, I don't know. I mean, I can name things, but, I just hope that I'm next. And, but I think, I have like 7 fight win streak right now in the UFC. So I'm hoping that can solidify. I know I had a layoff, but still 7 fights in a row.
And I'm sure you've heard it. Like if Weili wins and they do want to go to China, I'm sure they would want to do the Yan versus Weili fight. If that does happen, are you a fighter that would you would wait for your turn, or would you want to stay active, after your long layoff?
I don't mind fighting. Again, I always like to fight. I like to fight anybody, but I definitely want to fight the bigger names, people that have either, fought for titles or have been holders. That's the only reason why I kept asking, like, maybe for Rose, just because obviously, like, she was a champion. So not like I have anything. They're like, you keep calling her out. I'm like, no, I just want to fight the best of the best because, it just shows that you're the best when you beat them. So it's like, why wouldn't you want that challenge? You know what I mean? So obviously I just love her as a person. So nothing personal ever.
So when she went up, were you disappointed that you didn't?
Yeah, I was like, no, but I can't do. I look forward to her fight, though. I can't wait to see how she does at her new weight class and that fight in I think is it Paris?
Yes.
Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah.
And I have to ask, how's Patchy's camp going for his big title fight coming up?
So we don't have the date, but he's always training. Actually, he was training earlier today with Marab. So he's definitely staying busy, and he'll be ready.
How's that watching those two compete in the gym? Because obviously, I think a lot of people say Patchy, of all the fighters outside the UFC, he's the one that you could actually make an argument is the best of the division, regardless of promotion. So what's it like watching him compete against Marab?
Yeah, I just know that he's the best in the world. So there you go.
Tatiana, right here. Obviously, you're looking at the co-main event tonight, hoping that you're the next person they bring in the cage for it. If they decide to go somewhere else, say Weili wins, I know Yan Xiaonan is probably a big option for her too.
Yeah.
Is there a consolation prize, someone that you'd say, hey, I want this person, or
a consolation prize? Yeah, no, I mean, I don't really have anybody in mind. That would, I mean, say Weili loses, maybe I fight Weili. That would be an amazing fight, but who knows? I mean, even I could maybe fight Lemos if she loses. She wants to fight again, But yeah, we'll see what happens.
When I think about you, I think about all, like, you've had these incredible highs. I mean, the talent is off the charts, but you've obviously had, terrible lows.
Right.
Obviously injuries, cancer. I mean, you've had some tough things. Do you ever how do you stay mentally strong to always be able to come back from these incredible setbacks?
I think I don't know, my mom raised me to just be like, what can I do? You know what I mean? It's always like when I did hurt my knee, it was a couple days where I just kind of was sad, but then I was like, okay, let's get a plan together and figure things out. And then I was already working out with one leg and 2 arms, and that's okay with me. You know what I mean? It's like making the best of what I can, and focus on the things I can do as opposed to the things I can't do. You know what I mean? So I'm just, I guess, just being positive. Even when I had cancer, I was just very positive. And I recently had someone that was a teammate of mine that also had it, and she was asking me for advice. And that was the best advice I can give her, is just to be positive throughout those things and focus on the things that she can control and not the things she can't.
Yeah, that's absolutely fantastic. Did you have a time that you doubted that you wouldn't come back?
For a second after my knee, I just thought about it. And then just because I had been off for 2 years and then I hurt my knee and I was like, I can't believe, because I had been so, like I said, positive and just doing everything that I could to get back to the cage. And then that happened. So I was kind of like at loss for words for a little bit. But then I was like, you know what? It was like maybe just like a split second. And then I was back to me, like, and I know how talented I am and I know I'm the best in the world. So I just focused on that and just set my mind on it. And that's why it was like really amazing to get a couple wins in a row after such a long, layoff, just because of how much I had to go through to get there.
Tatiana, how'd you feel back at 115? It was your first fight back.
Oh, I felt good. Yeah, I felt amazing just because I felt like me again. I felt like me again, and that felt really good. Being at 125, I didn't get a really good camp for that fight just because my back was so bad, and I wasn't able to train as hard as I usually can. So I felt, a little weird. But at 115, I felt great because I had the camp that I needed, and I sparred a lot, and I trained really hard the entire time, and I felt better at being at 115 and being able to get a good camp.
Was that fight at 125 just as a transition, back down to 115, or do you think you'll revisit that weight class at some point in the future?
I mean, I don't know. I think I feel really good at 115, and the cut wasn't so bad. So, but when I do get the 115 title, I can try to make the transition and get the 125 title too. I think that's an option for me. If I want to go that route, you know what I mean? But right now I'm just going to focus on 115 and, I'm excited for my future there.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Tatiana, right here.
Oh.
Who do you have tonight? Weili Zhang or Amanda Lemos?
At first I was leaning towards Lemos, but then I watched a few more fights and then I started leaning towards Weili. But I think like if it goes the distance, I think Weili will win the decision. I think if it doesn't go the distance, like within that time, I think that Lemos probably gets like a sub or maybe a TKO or something. But I think that Weili she's really like diverse on the feet. I feel like that might I guess throw Lemos off a little bit. But I also see that Lemos can get a submission, so. We'll see. But I'm excited to see who wins.
And then stylistically, which one of them would you rather fight for a potential title someday soon?
Either one. I think that I match up well with both of them. And, I think that I'm excited to fight either one. Yeah.
That's it. One more thing. Kind of going off of that, obviously the winner is going to be an international superstar win.
Right.
So would you be willing to go to Brazil or China to fight them for the belt?
No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, of course. No, of course. Yeah, I would love that. I mean, I think I thrive in those types of situations. My first ever competition, like my first ever world championship, was in Japan, and I fought a Japanese girl, and then I fought a Russian in my for, I guess, my bronze medal in Russia. So it was it was crazy how that worked out. But I was like, this is crazy. When I wrestled for my first world title, I was 17 years old, and they were like hitting gongs and stuff. I'm like, what is happening? This is nuts. But what an experience. I'll remember it for the rest of my life.
Tatiana, one more.
Yeah.
Obviously, you come from the world of wrestling at an extremely high level.
Mm-hmm.
American women's wrestling is like off the charts right now. How good it is. Do you
Yeah.
still do you follow it at all? And do you have any connections? And if so, is there anybody that you're saying, hey, come over to MMA?
Yeah, I definitely follow it, and I think a lot of the girls there, they're just focusing on wrestling, and I think that they're making good money there too. So I think they're just, content. And plus, when you're in just wrestling, you don't have to worry about the other stuff, getting hit, getting choked out, your arm broken, stuff like that. So, but. Mm-hmm. Thank you.